Hi everyone, welcome to my faith moment for this week. I'm calling it the cherry blossom, maybe the cherry blossom tree. Isaiah 35 says, I should say I love what Kay's just done on Monday, because she puts a loaf of bread on there as well and some Bible verses. But all you've got with me is you have to look at me, perhaps you close your eyes, might be better, and just listen to the Bible verse. So here we go. Isaiah 35. The wilderness and the dry land shall be glad. The desert shall rejoice and blossom. Like the crocus, it shall blossom abundantly and rejoice with joy and singing. The glory of Lebanon shall be given to it, the majesty of Carmel and Sharon. They shall see the glory of the Lord. It's been an amazing week for me, because I've seen the glory of the Lord this week. I've been talking about glory, and I've received glory, because 7 weeks early we've received a new grandchild, Jude. He was only £3, 5 ounces. Coincidence, isn't it? Isaiah 35. £3.5. He was born in an emergency 7 weeks early. But like his grandma, who was 7 weeks early, he's a fighter and he just wants to get out of bed. It's like me, I can't stand being in bed. I love being out of bed. So what's this got to do with the cherry blossom? Well, I've learnt something this week. I keep learning things, simple things that are so profound. I'll try and get this over to you. You see, the desert, all of a sudden, it rained on it. And the amazing thing about a desert is that flowers appear like crocuses all over it. I suppose for us it's like a tulip field. You see those huge tulip fields all coming to flower at the same time and look fantastic. It must be like that. Blossom. The glory of Lebanon shall be upon it. Lebanon, I looked it up. They're famous for cedar trees. Huge, gorgeous cedar trees. And they have to blossom, I think, so that you get these huge cones that appear with the cedar. And then you get the glory of Sharon. I always think of the rose of Sharon. For us, it's like a winter rose. The rose of Sharon. And Carmel, that mountain, the glory of it all, the beauty of it all. But blossom, strange, there is no mention of blossom in the New Testament. When I was ordained, I spent a week at Durham University. Well, in the university complex, we used their bedrooms and everything. But we studied the Song of Solomon for a whole week. Couldn't believe it. But I've grown to love it. There's 2 verses in there that speak of blossom. Close your eyes, just think about it. Think of the smell of this. The fig tree puts forth its figs, and the vines are in blossom. They give forth fragrance. Arise, my love, my fair love, and come away. I went down to the nut orchard to look at the blossoms of the valley, to see whether the vines had budded, whether the pomegranates were in bloom. You can just smell an old orchard. The nut orchard. There'd have been almonds. Now almonds, they need blossom, and the blossom has to be pollinated for there to be almonds, for there to be nuts. And it suddenly made me think about our cherry tree. You see, we planted it about, 18, 19 years ago. We've got one at the front, one at the back. There are two other established ones, but we planted these, and the one at the front, pink blossom, ornamental pink, has really done well this year. In fact, we took a photo of it and we framed it. Took an A4 picture and it just fits in a frame. So we can admire it, we can look at it for the year ahead, because it doesn't last long. Now the one at the back is white, and that's the one that produces fruit, produces cherries. And I hadn't realised you've got to have blossom if you want fruit. Now think about that spiritually, and you'll see why I've had a new, really exciting thought this week. You see, we're looking at the Holy Spirit, we're looking at Pentecost coming 2 weeks' time. And we often talk about the fruit of the Spirit, but I've never talked about blossom. You've got to have blossom to have fruit. So what's the blossom spiritually? It's to be filled with the Holy Spirit, to be filled with joy, to be filled with expectation, and then you can start to produce fruit. If you think you can produce fruit, love, joy, peace, without blossom, it can't happen. I hadn't realised that after all these years. I'd not realised I need blossom. I need to thank the Lord that I've blossomed. Hey, look at me. Just had my hair cut. I've blossomed. Wow. Now, if any of you are still watching at that point, there's an interesting one. He also made the lampstand of pure gold. This is Exodus 37 verse 19. The base and the shaft of the lampstand were made of hammered work. Its cups, its calyxes and its petals were of one piece with it. There were 6 branches going out on its side. 3 branches of the lampstand out of one side and 3 on the other. And here we are, look. 3 cups shaped like almond blossoms. Blossom. You see, the lampstand to me represents the Holy Spirit. And the very fabric of the lampstand is the almond blossom. Almond blossom is the first blossom that appears in Israel. It's the first. I might think more about it next week, I don't know. I'm leading up to Pentecost and I'm trying to think. Wow, blossom. So beautiful, so fragrant. Do you know, it's a mystery, faith. I find my faith grows simply because it grows with knowledge. More knowledge appears week in, week out. I find it so exciting. So, God bless till next week.